let's move on to Carson Wentz. The reason I want to talk about Carson Wentz is a couple of days I was on with a new guy named Vish, who's terrific. And we were sort of theorizing which quarterback Shanahan could have if he could have his pick. Mm-hmm. And we kind of flumpered around and didn't have a good answer. And then when I heard Shanahan talk about Carson Wentz today, I was like, it's Wentz. It's Wentz. He was like, oh my God, he's the best player in the league in 2017 and there's nothing he can't do and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I've never heard you say that about any quarterback ever. I'm not into Carson Wentz like Kyle Shanahan is. I think Nick Mullins is better than Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz is an athlete who kind of stinks at football and is going to play poorly on Sunday. And he's a goober. What do you think of him?
I think he's Carson Wentz, by the way. I know, I'm very, very funny. No, I think, honestly, just what you said, Nick Mullins is 100% better than Wentz. I look at Wentz the way that he was it 2017, the last time we played them? And he actually was pretty incredible. I think he was like 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They won that game against the 49ers. So, like, he looked really good, but that's not the Carson Wentz that plays on this field anymore. That is not. Like, I was looking up his stats, and I'm like, okay, this guy, honestly, he's just gone. Carson Wentz somewhere else. Like, he's just gone. His mental is just, like, he's not even going through mental issues. He doesn't even have anything there. He's a blank slate right now. Horrible to say. But, honestly, okay, their first game against Washington, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Horrible. They lost that game. The game against the Rams, 0 touchdowns. 2 interceptions again? Yeah, 2 interceptions. Again, they lost that game. Then, last week, against the Bengals, they can't even pull off a win. They can't even pull off a loss. They just tie. Like, and that's fine. But he had 1 touchdown, finally, and 2 interceptions. So, like, this guy, I'm sorry, you can't say that Carson Wentz is better than Nick Mullins. He's not. You definitely can't say he's better than Jimmy. Because it's Jimmy by a mile, like 100 miles.
Let me say something real quick, though. I think there are similarities between Wentz and Garoppolo to a degree. And what I'll say is Wentz, I don't think he's ever been the same since he got hurt. Yeah. I don't. And we don't know if Jimmy will or not. I still think there's a question there, and he's hurt again. Mm-hmm. I think Wentz isn't the same guy he used to be. And I think he's been in psychological purgatory for a long time and hasn't gotten out of it. You could blame it on him. You could blame it on the organization, the coaching staff. For whatever reason, he's been there for like 3 years. And I think the fact that Nick Foles won that Super Bowl had to be hard for him. Yeah. He didn't win it. He can think he's good, but he didn't win it. And Nick Foles did. And I think a significant portion of that fandom thinks, well, maybe Foles was the better guy for this system. I feel like there's a little carryover. This, like, the Wentz Foles thing is kind of similar to the Garoppolo Mullins thing.
100%.
You got, like, Garoppolo's a good athlete. Wentz is a good athlete. They like to ad-lib and play kind of like how they want to play, and they've gotten in trouble doing that. And now they have this hesitancy that they didn't have 3 years ago. That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, I mean, just what you said with Mullins and Jimmy, it literally looks just like that. Imagine, just for whatever reason, Mullins finishes the year off for us and somehow they end up in the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. Just imagine that. Jimmy would just be destroyed. Like, it would, I honestly.
And that's what Wentz went through. Exactly. That's what Wentz went through.
So I feel him, man. Like, they both need to go to therapy.
Yeah. And, in a sense, they both might need a change of scenery. I mean, if we're right that Kyle Shanahan is – because the first thing you said is that Garoppolo's in the therapist chair and it's Shanahan's fault. I said Shanahan's the therapist. Well, if it's his fault and he's the therapist, then there's no solution there.
No.
So if we're right about that, and we could be wrong, we're speculating. We're really speculating, guys. Then maybe Jimmy needs to go back to New England and Carson Wentz needs to come to the 49ers. Who knows?
Can you imagine? I mean, Kyle obviously really likes him.
He went on. He seems motivated.